Everyone, welcome back to the Siege of Kelsite LEGO Star Wars MOC. If you guys have not seen the first iteration of this MOC series, go check out the video right now. Today we're going to be continuing primarily on building up the trenches here. You can see I already have a lot of work done on this front section here. We're going to dive into some other videos and time lapses of that building process. We're also going to start the construction of this back section as well as continuing the front part of the terrain here. I did make some quick kind of changes to the MOC right off the bat. I actually decided to go with a full regular base plate instead of another gray base plate, so it is just about a half base plate shorter. I thought it was just a little bit too large for really no particular reason. I'm also waiting for the tiles to come in to finish the actual frozen lake. I'm going to build a waterfall that is frozen in the background here. Of course, there's going to be the giant bridge platform that's going to be here. That's going to be something I'm absolutely super excited to build. That's going to be probably in the next 2 episodes. We're going to start the construction of the bridge. I'm going to be using Snot for it. Huge inspiration is Saber Brick Studios. He's building Megiddo. He's building several bridges on that planet. Absolutely amazing MOC series. Go check out his work. Definitely taking a lot of inspiration from that. I also decided to actually build a somewhat of a middle-sized kind of like outpost control center. It's going to be very small. It's going to be pretty much entirely encompassed by the actual like mountain terrain here. I think that will be a little bit interesting. I'm going to show you guys some reference images for what I want to do from it. The primary influences for this MOC series is coming from the Trespass Season 1 Clone Wars episode. There's a really cool Republic base in there. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the first section, which is going to be working on the trench and the terrain, and then we're going to start the construction of the base. I started off this week's building process by starting with the kind of foundation of where I wanted the trench to lay. It's about the halfway point of the second base plate on the right, so it's about a half base plate from the frozen river point. I wanted there to be enough terrain in between the river and the trench to make it not feel crowded, and I started building up the trenches using different slopes and other techniques I used here. I also wanted everything to be elevated at least a brick or 2 high from the base plate just to make it look thick and kind of condensed. Definitely a lot more work to do in the trenches, but don't worry, that will be coming soon. Here's a quick look at a sketch of the general layout here. I decided to go with a half hexagonal shape for the base terrain. I'm pretty satisfied with this layout. Again, the river is kind of centralized in the MOC, and then we have the trench on either side and then the crashed shuttle. Now, before we go any further in the video, I thought it'd be fun to show you guys the exact amount of minifigures and vehicles I'm going to be using in this MOC. Start with the Republic here. We're going to be using a wide variety of Republic speeders, mostly this 501st, because this is going to be the 501st and 212 battalions that are being deployed here. You guys can see I have quite a bit of Phase 1 troopers. I've been building up this collection in anticipation for a MOC like this over the summer. I do have over 50 of these Phase 1 guys. I'm going to be using the ARC Trooper, Captain Rex, Commander Cody, and a couple other miscellaneous Phase 1 troopers that kind of match with this to kind of be the bulk of the Republic Army. I absolutely love these nostalgic Phase 1 figures. Phase 1, in my opinion, is so underrated, especially these Clone Wars guys. They look so much like the show. Not a lot of people make MOCs with Phase 1 Clone Troopers. Personally, I've always liked Phase 1 a little bit better, especially this kind of Clone Wars era version of them. These figures are pretty rare, so it's pretty cool to see them in a MOC. I'm using these custom 501st Walker designs that were on YouTube. I'm going to probably have more than 2 of them in this MOC. And then I do actually have 3 of these new ATTs, but I've actually decided to just go with 2 of them. I think it's going to be enough for what we're doing with this MOC. They're both going to be on the bridge in kind of the full battle position, which is awesome. I cannot wait to use these. I've actually never used a Republic vehicle in a MOC before, so that should be pretty fun. And our Jedi here, we have Jedi Master Kawandi Moody, and of course a couple of the clone troopers here, along with our kind of snow version of Anakin Skywalker, and then Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. Personally, I really like these Clone Wars versions. They have the colored eye print. I really like that. I wish LEGO would still do that. I think it's pretty cool to make kind of a very much like 2008 to 2012 era Clone Wars MOC. Not many people do this kind of stuff. I didn't go ahead and actually set up the actual Separatist figures because droids are pretty much a giant pain to set up in huge quantities, but I do have over 50 B1s, including a wide variety of like security droids. I do have, I believe, 6 or 7 of these Separatist ones. I should do a droid army video sometime. I'm also going to be using a few of those spider droids. This really cool Separatist shuttle. This one's going to be crashed into the snow, and there's going to be kind of droids and clone troopers fighting around it. I'm going to use 2 of these 2000, I believe, 9 AATs. Fantastic set, definitely the best one. This is a really, really solid LEGO set. I'm so happy to have 2 of these. I'm also going to use one of those kind of crawler droids. I forget the name of it, but that's also going to be in this build in the snow. So there's our lineup of sets and minifigures. I think this is a pretty exciting combo, and I cannot wait to put all these minifigures to good use in this mock. And diving into the first part of this trench design here, I really like what I was able to do with the different variety of slopes and all that to make this look extremely beaten into the kind of environment here. This trench is going to be covered starting here, and this is going to be a line that's going to be kind of across, so you're going to be able to see into the actual trench lines, and this is going to lead into kind of a hidden Republic fort. It's going to be very small, very minimalistic. It's probably only going to be able to hold a few speeders. It's really just a communication outpost that's going to be above the bridge here. That's going to go like this, and then there's going to be another section here, and then there's going to be a ramp here. So I'm pretty excited to how this is going to like play out. It is a relatively smaller diorama. I like that. It's going to really challenge me to use space very cautiously, because I don't have a lot of real estate to work with here. But I think having those restrictions is really going to help me. In terms of the layout here, I'm thinking the shuttle is going to be crashed somewhere in here. This is going to be a raised up kind of hill here. That's going to be there. The ramp here, we're going to have one of these separatist AATs kind of going up it. We're going to have another one up here in battle position. We're going to have an ATT that's kind of downed on the bridge here. And again, the bridge is going to span the entire back length of it. It's probably going to be about an ATT's height, so probably about like 10 to 12 bricks tall, which is pretty significant. And then we're gonna have the other ATT here kind of cornered like this, and it's gonna have its kind of like angled going here, taking a shot there. That's gonna be exciting. Tons of other smaller vehicles scattered around, and I think it's going to be a really compact battle. We're going to have a giant trench line here with this frozen river. There's going to be terrain battles going on here. Definitely super exciting to kind of get this thing going. Just keep looking over here and thinking, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to use all these phase 1 clone troopers. But I think that's about going to do it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely a lot of work was done on the kind of design phase of it. There's probably some sections you see kind of scattered in between there with a drawing of how this build is going to kind of look out and all that. I know it's kind of hard to see it right now when there's not much, but I'm super excited for where this is going to lead. I'm really excited for this trench. This trench is going to be probably my #1 priority next week, and also starting the kind of base area here. The river is pretty much done. I just have to pretty much tile it off and build the back waterfall. The bridge is definitely going to be the most challenging part. I am going to use a snot bridge, so it is going to be pretty substantial in size. Cannot wait to continue building this mock series for you guys. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next Building Kelsite in LEGO.